Okay, so we're gonna do a update on my bourbon collection, see where we're at in February 2025, and what the future is going forward. So in general terms, from my last update, which was probably about 12 months ago, it's all pretty much the general same size, trying to keep to a set size so things don't get out of control or don't get any more out of control. Let's start up at the top shelf, shall we? So over here, Colonel E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof. This is batch 13. It is an absolute banger. One almost second in my top 10 for the year. We got a Michter's 23D 10-year bourbon back there. That's unopened. Haven't really got to that yet. And I might do the front row, then I'll do the back row. This is a real banger. This is Abraham Bowman. This is their special release, American Oak series. That was the one that my wife won. It is incredible. I really doing some great stuff there at Abraham Bowman. This is a Dusty Blanton's Gold from Japan. It's from 1999. Don't know if you can see the date down there, but there you go. That's really quite good. You know, you can sort of see how Blantons have changed over the years and definitely gone downhill. Buckner's 17. That one there is another good one. Picked up, buddy went to the Augusta Distillery, Mr. Darrell. Another one from Japan that is opened, and we're something else that has just got not better with age, and that's Maker's Mark. This black one is aged a little bit longer, and they were allowed to go somewhat off profile, and it is just great. It's so much better than anything else Maker's Mark brings out. Got the old Smoky Mountain hip flasks there. Shoot me an email if you want to get some Smoky Mountain stuff. And this Old Forester, this I don't know if this video came with a Valentine's Day love tape. Haven't had a tape player to be able to play it, but in a little bottle of Old Forester. Got this guy in Japan. I got one for me and John. I didn't realize it had a love tape in it, so it was a little bit awkward, but you know, is what it is. President's Choice. This is a 10-year one that I won from the Kentucky Bourbon Fest. Barrel number 76. It's good. Another really good one, of course, President's Choice. The old 10-year rye that I've had for quite a while. Just slowly making my way on that one. It's a fantastic rye that came out last year. Well, 2024, geez, might even be 2023 these days, but no, I think 2024. And this is a Willet. It's my only purple top. It's 11-year, 125.6 proof. It's good, but their MSRPs get a bit ridiculous these days. And then over here, we have the Penelope Founders Reserve. That's another one that I sort of won. That's a wheat whiskey, so it's not a wheated bourbon. That thing is at least 51% wheat, and it's fine. It comes in a really nice box, great package, and it's absolutely fine, but it is not as good as I had hoped it to be. So these guys had just come out of my bunker. They are the last man standing. Always a bit of a worry, but we've got the single rickhouse Camp Nelson F, which is my favorite of the single rickhouses so far. We got Russell's Reserve 15, absolute classic. That's my last one. And William Heaven Hill 17, another classic. Just pulled them out, sitting back there. Well, you know, when you don't have any more left and they're your last one, and maybe the last one ever, it sort of sucks. But to be drinked, made to be drunk. So we have a Colonel E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof Rye. I managed to pick that up this allocation season. I think the liquor store actually just priced it wrong. They were not an MSRP store, and I got that still well over MSRP, but not what I think they would have charged for it if they knew what it was. Thomas H. Handy, that is last year's one. That is not this year's one. Just working my way through that. Old Rip. We had one open that now lives in Oregon, the Oregon base, and it's a new one. Wife's a real fan of that. And the Pappy. Happy 20 year. This is one I didn't think I'd ever get, and won this guy on a raffle. It's good. It's really damn good. Now, is it worth the secondary of $2,000? No. But if you can get it anywhere near anything, it's damn cool looking bottle. We got Eagle Rare 17. That's from 2022, and that was the one we picked up in the Toast of the Trace this year. So that was a pretty sweet deal. Got two of them and traded one for one I'll show you next. And George T. Stagg. That's George T. Stagg from this year. Finish off last year's one, so that's the back top shelf. So this one's an interesting one. Christine from Silverback Distillery. Really awesome bottle with a super awesome metal cork stopper. And this is a single barrel from Virginia. Got Jack Daniel's 12-year batch 2, I believe. And here's the start of my Jack Daniel's stuff. We've got this year's Coy Hill. That's the one I picked up at the distillery. Got a twice barreled rye. That's from 2023. We've got the 2020 rye, just straight rye. That's a fantastic rye. Jack Daniel's makes some of the best rye. And then 2019 Heritage Barrel. This thing is also fantastic, 100 proof, but they're bringing out some new stuff, and it's got a similar label, but I don't know, like Heritage Barrel is one thing, but I also thought this was a lower entry proof, like 100 lower entry proof. And then this 1904 Jack Daniel's thing, I think it came out in the early 90s. Once again, just an older Jack Daniel's, which is far superior to the modern stuff. Then we have the Goat. It's the Goat 15. It's got a oddball mash bill that came out a few years ago. Prideful Goat and Doc Swinson and a bunch of others were able to get it out of totes of either Heaven Hill or Jim Beam distillate, and you know, contract distilled for someone who didn't take it. And Maker's Mark 2024. Yeah, I'm just don't find myself going back to that much. It's fine, it's good, but just not really anything particularly spectacular, you know. So purposely have hidden this little Jack Daniel's small batch back there to make it hard to get to. 149.8 proof. She's getting down, only comes out special occasions. But it is, like I say, the best whiskey I've ever had. And then my Four Roses collection. So we start with 2024. 135th, which was 2023, 2022, and 2021. So my order is probably 135th, and then 21, and then probably 24 and 22, but the 135th is definitely special. We've got a Stag. That's actually batch 11. Quite off profile for a stag, modern stags anyway. And Wild Turkey Voyage, another great one, nice mouthfeel. It is finished in rum casks. And this headliner, this is a new Riff headliner. This is something special they're bringing out, I believe, every year with a cool label, and this is some of their older stuff. It is a blend of, you know, 10 year, 9 year, 9 year, and that's the older stuff that new Riff can do. So only 697 bottles, another one that you had to win at a lottery. And then a Sealback 15, that's the Buff Turkey Batch 2. Another fantastic bottle. So let's detour back up to the top, some of the stuff up here. But what I'm doing this for is really, I haven't done any hunting videos because I just haven't been hunting. I haven't done a haul video because I haven't got anything, you know, I haven't bought anything this year. So yeah, I think going forward, I'm going to be a little bit more selective on what I'm buying. It really seems to be a bit of a trend amongst all my friends and everybody else I talk to. So, you know, I think we've all just, as you can see, got enough. We know what we like now, and we're just buying what we like. So yeah, so up here, this is, I've sort of gone away from infinity bottles too. I just seem to fuck it up. So this one just has Buffalo Trace store pick. And I don't mind mixing Buffalo Trace store picks. I taste them out, and if they're particularly good, I will keep that by itself, but just like to keep the skull full. Look like 3D printed doggy. This is my little remote. My thing I'll see, some of those dragon things, stickers, Blanton's, and a Christmas jacket. And this guy is Bourbon High Wheat. This is not another Pappy, that's just the Cool as F bag they come in. But what is that guy got? I think he's got my backup Prideful Goat 15. Let's get these other things down. So most of the stuff up on top there is pretty much unopened, apart from the King, and once again I keep it in its tube because tube is cool, and it's one more step I have to take to pour it because it is seriously drinkable, so good. So Heaven Hill 18, fantastic bottle. I don't think it gets the credit it deserves because of the Big Brother 17. It is better, but you know, it's still a great one. Like I say, that is not a Pappy's, that is, look down in there, it is the Prideful Goat. Cool bag though. The King, 16 year, 67.05 proof, and bottle 50 or 57, real short barrel, delicious. We've got a single barrel, Colonel Edge Tail single barrel, man they're good. And then a couple of barrel proofs, batch 5, which is ridiculously good, and then a backup 13, which I had to secure because 13 is just fantastic. Jim Beam Lineage, this thing's pretty cool. This one is signed by Freddie No, which makes it even harder to sort of open, you know, and I have tried it. Buddies have got theirs open. There's a little bit of a trick to this, someone told me, but I'm not going to open it, but super cool. Little plaque there. You know, sometimes you get things that you just don't really feel like opening. That might be one of them. Jack Daniel's 27. This is the Maplewood finish one. This has been discontinued. You can still find them, and I suggest if you find them, you pick them up. Because from what I understand, they're not going to make them anymore. And then this thing is cool. Like this thing, I don't know, this might be trade bait or something really, because I'm not really into Angel's Envy, but it is super cool. Like, it's a book, and every book has a different cask strength finished of, you know, 3 different years. So Tawny Port, I believe, and Aroso, and the other one. So super cool, you know, fit and finish on that guy. I just don't know if I'm going to enjoy the liquid as much as I sort of enjoy just looking at the box, but you know, maybe I'll find someone who's really into Angel's Envy that might want to trade me something one day. So like, comment, and subscribe if you like this sort of video. And yeah, so now we're down on the 3rd shelf. We've got this cool High West Borai. So Borai, half bourbon, half rye. I just love its face. I've been looking for this guy for ages. Buddy in Utah got me that. There is a Michter's 10-year rye, another great one. And A. Smith Bowman, that's cask strength, came out this year. Also great. Now they get their distillate from Buffalo Trace, and they redistill it through one of their pot stills. And yeah, those bookers. Well, let's just see what I'm dealing with right here. Oscar. Oscar, look at it. Hello. Yes. Little book. It's the first Infinite, #1. Bardstown Bourbon Company. That's their collab with Bourbon Law. That thing's pretty ridiculous. We have some discos. Disco 12 and 11, both really good. 12 and 11 are neck and neck for me. Sometimes I like 11, sometimes I like 12. I've got these Eliza Craig. This is the beer barrel finished one that came out a year or 2 ago in 94 proof, but finished in Goose Island beer barrels, and then the normal 125 proof that I won on a live from that bourbon dude. Bardstown, that total wine pick is the shit. It is real damn good. And Calumet 16 sitting there unopened, literally one of the first bottles over $100 I ever purchased. And that was the lead into this carnage. Got some more of my Bardstown collabs back here that I've yet to open. Can't open everything, you know, get there eventually, but that's Cicada. Once again, have tried that, is spectacular. If you like wine finish stuff, that is a good one. Chateau de la Burde, that is not batch 1, it's batch 2. Apparently batch 1 is like life-changing, and that one is good. And I actually have tried that one at a bar, and it is good. Bourbon Pursuit, once again, tried that at John's. It is fantastic, so pretty happy to have a bottle of that. And Doisy Dani, one of my wife's favorite ones, so I needed to get her a bottle. That's hers. K. Luke, blended straight bourbon whiskey, finished in Cabernet casks. So this one was signed. Met Jonathan Mastano. He is their basically everything. Main man, owner, master blender, well, not distiller because he blends, but yeah, great guy. Yeah, fantastic stuff. I haven't opened that yet, but I did try it, and it was good. Once it's all sort of a wine finish stuff back there, really. This is 24C. I won that in a thing on the latest season, drop season. George Dickel. This is an old one from 2006. Buddy James gave me that, and we're really going to see if that Dickel minerality was there back in the day, or has it changed or whatever, but still haven't got to open that. And 1970-92, 12 year. It's another great bottle that sort of needs to be opened. So they're hidden back there, out of sight, out of mind. Pretty much all the rest of these are probably not going to be open. This is the to be opened section. Okay, bottom shelf, but you know, in the cabinet bottom shelf. So we've got a Buffalo Trace store pick. This one is from Cork and Bottle. I just love Buffalo Trace store picks, just for easy sipper, you know, take to a party, whatever. Normally really good. Blackened the Willet. I don't like a lot of the Blackens, but their collab one, their higher end stuff, I suppose their standard stuff is not really my jam, but that Willet one is really good. I've had that for a long time, just haven't got around to opening it. Tumbling Dice store pick from Single Barrel from Red Hots down in Cleveland. Won this on one of my first razzes, I think, from Mr. James, and just haven't got around to opening it. This one, me and Homer from Deck Night on the Rocks. We're going to give this one a whirl. 161 proof. Yeah, ridiculous. Let's get this guy out and have a look at him. Pretty cool. He's got 3D guns on him. So it's an American whiskey. There's not a bourbon. I believe it's got a lot of malt in it and stuff. So that could be bad. Could be good, could be bad. It's going to be hot regardless. Might see if it starts a lawnmower, see if that blows me up. So Raconteur Rye. This one is fantastic. This is batch 2. So this is done by Rarebird 101 and the Southern Collective guys, I believe. And finished in Mizunara. Rye finished in Mizunara. Really good. I bought 2 when that first came out. Homer stole one, so that's all I got left. Bellamede, I have, this is MGP, used to legendary status back in the day on their single barrels, but I haven't really drunk too much of it, so I thought I'd better get on it. There's the Dave's Not Here pick that I was not there on, so fortunately wasn't able to do that one, but still got a bottle of it. There's the old Jimmy Russell 70th, and then hidden behind there is a 12-year export from Japan that sounds like it'll be coming back to the US here pretty soon, so that'll be awesome. And then this is the new riff I just picked up the other day because I'm doing a barrel pick there on Friday, probably in a couple of days depending on when this comes out. So I needed to work out what a standard one tasted like and how big my tater sticker could be. So yeah, looking forward to that. So Kentucky Ace, that's a store pick by Dixie Lee. I've heard that is pretty good. There's a Kentucky Ace and a Tennessee Ace. Kentucky Ace is way better, unfortunately. Yeah, sort of like a George T. Stagg type flavor, high proof bourbon. Whiskey Thief. I did this myself. Look at all the char down in that bad boy. I thieved this myself when I first went out to Whiskey Thief on pretty much one of my first ever trips to the look at that. But Whiskey Thief, man, they've just come on strong. They're making some great stuff, and all that char just adds to the flavor. That thing's just aging in the bottle there, isn't it? Green River, that was their summer salute that I picked up when I went out to Owensboro. Checked out their distillery. I actually tried their wheated straight from the barrel. Now they have a wheated pick, cask strength wheated pick, so that'll be awesome. So there's a Jack Daniel's Heroes Rye. I've got a couple more of those. And a standard one, but look at the proof on this guy. If you can see that, let me get it to focus. 139.7. That's bloody high. Regardless, very close to hazmat. Pick this up at Campbell Station Wine and Spirits. This is a collab between them and Point B. of the Hirsch single barrel. Tasted really good when I tried it. So picked that up from Mr. Nate. And a couple of 15 stars. I heard about these guys when I just started out in bourbon, and oh, they'd won an award. And this is before I realized everybody wins a goddamn award. So that rye is actually pretty decent and relatively good priced. This bourbon, I don't even know what it tastes like, to tell you the truth, but it was expensive as all hell. I actually thought it was for two. I think it was like $2.80, but I thought it was for 2 bottles, and it wasn't really until I realized it was not for 2 bottles. They were $2.80 a piece. Live and learn. And Jephthah Creed, this is their Kentucky Bourbon Fest pick. I picked up to be open still as well. So that is the cabinet. Yes, I'm sitting on the ground. So while we're down here, sitting on the floor, let's start down here and work our way up. So the little thing I found at like, I don't know, Hoblob, just to take some of the overflow out, little ladder looking thing. But yeah, what are you guys doing with your collections? You guys slowed down? You still buying up a storm? Yeah, comment what's going on with you. So this is Jack Daniel's Green Label. Used to be super common. Apparently it is, what they say, a little bit milder. It's aged a little bit less in some of the lower levels of the rickhouse. I remember drinking it back in the day, and it is still a really good pour. Same proof, I believe. Well, no, it's 80. So it's 80 proof, just a weaker Jack Daniel's Old No. 7. This is an older one. Not super old, but yeah, just thought I'd give it a go. Bring back some memories. Speaking of old, an Evan Williams. This is an old frickin' Evan Williams from, oh man, let me see on there. Devon. Comment how old that is. I believe it's pre-fire anyway. Comes pre-fire. It's interesting. I haven't really gone back to it. It's not good. Well, it's not good. It's just interesting more than it is great. It's good to have some pre-fire stuff. Early times, black top. That is good. I don't care what anyone says. Something about the black times. Something about the black top. Early times. It's just better. And apparently it's not so much the stuff they're putting in it. Like it's the same stuff, same barrel, same distillate. Just more the blenders, right? New blenders. So this is North Shore, one of the picks done over there from those guys. Dick Night on the Rocks were involved in that. And that is a fantastic Maker's Mark. It's up there with the Heart release, which I also rate very highly, and probably put them both above Cellar's Age, to tell you the truth. Speaking about better than Cellar's Age, pretty much everything for me. The BRT01 and BRT02. So they were experiments to see what would happen if you took the same distillate of the same age, but you didn't rotate it like they do, and they left one at the top and one at the bottom. And guess what? One at the top's better. So, stop rotating. So they learned that. Did they do anything about it? Not really. They still rotate. And then BEP, that's barrel entry proof. So they're just mucking around with the barrel entry proof to see if that made a difference, and it did. But did they change anything? Not that I know. So here is my Jack Daniel's Taster collection, pretty much 1 through 14, got them all. So if you're ever seeing some of these, some of the real good ones to go for is number 4. Number 4 is the Barrel Proof Rye. Now this guy was the one that became that Barrel Proof Rye, and then eventually, that Barrel Proof Rye. So, but this is one of the best. This is probably even better than their special release. That's a good one. Some of these are not. Some of these are just bad. Hickory smoked. No thanks. High Angel Share is good. I believe that is sort of where they realized that High Angel Share barrels were fantastic, and sort of where Coy Hill came from. So after about 2020, they changed from Tennessee Tasters to different bottle, and they became the Distiller series. So that's 14. This is a very hard one to get. There was only like 3,000 bottles of these, distillery only. So it was not easy to come by. You had to go to the distillery to get it. Here's my little Barrel King shelf, which I really struggle to have it be big enough. But this stuff's all great. So this one's fantastic. This is a rye. This was done by the Average Drinkers, that couple. That is fantastic. This is fucking fantastic. This single barrel, like, man, the stuff they're working with, CMGP is ridiculous. Got Delta back, and there was a rye, and then some other ones that I've just sort of, you know, I either choose to open it or I choose to just don't open it, right? And a couple of them aren't open back here. This is American Light Whiskey. Once again, it got hammered, little bottle, super good, high proof. Big fan of American Light Whiskey, a little bit scared of it now. This is what you can do at Michter's. Let's just open this guy. So you basically pour your own. This one was done by Mr. Homer, trying to be funny. I got him to get me one because I had one. Well, Brandy's got one, and I'm not allowed to open it because she's put our names on it. So I got rid of mine, or drunk mine, and need another one because that is actually really good. It's probably one of the best Michters you can get. And this is fantastic. Let's open this bad boy. Let's go bring it to the table. This is a Still Austin Tanager, and it is really a work of art in lots of ways. The box is a work of art, the bottle's a work of art, the juice inside is a work of art. This is blended by the great and powerful Nancy Fraley. A cigar batch from Still Austin, and it is one of the best. Look at that cork. It's like egg. Tanager is a bird. Tanager is that red bird, so sort of all makes sense, but that's fantastic. I really want to get a bottle of one of the, you know, 10, 20 batch of Cigar Magnus and see how it compares. But this one definitely beats the later Cigar Magnus, Joseph Magnus cigar batches for me. So, yeah, fantastic, cool bottle, love it. Okay, before we go to the daily drinkers, let's have a look at this. This was down here, but Mr. Oscar was getting pretty friendly with some of the tags, so I just moved this up here. So this is my Jack Daniel's collection. So I do collect the special release. Will it be open? Maybe, maybe not, who knows, right? But the 10 and 12, that just really, I had to add that out there because I lifted them up and it's a little bit off lopsided with the little guy in the middle, so and I needed to cover the lights. So they are really to be drunk once I get down to it. So yeah, there's a batch 1 12 and a batch 2 10. They're probably the two best drinkers. I probably wouldn't mind getting a batch 1 10 just to close that out. 2024, that is the highest proof Coy Hill for last year. So managed to pick that one up. Pretty happy about that. That is the twice barreled, that's their malt whiskey. Do not like. So that one won't begin open because I don't like it. And then there is their twice barreled rye. Got one open over there, fantastic. There, like I say, is my favorite whiskey that I own by probably quite a bit. Same proof as that other one. I tried a Buddy's, Dr. Knows, and once I tried it, I was like, man, I've got to drink it. But I also didn't want to break up the family. So there's a Coy Hill from 21, Hazmat, 143.8. The rye from 2020, and then the 19 and the 18 Heritage Barrel. So something that you may or may not know, there was actually two of them. They look identical. The only way you can tell it's up on the tag is the date. And then we have a Year of the Dragon. That is just in a fancy box, and that's about it, I think. Let's have a look. Yep, just a single barrel. And I actually put one of these up against a normal single barrel. I couldn't really taste the difference, so fancy box. And Glenfiddich 30, it's got some sentimental value. I got that when I was 30, so now that's like 47 years old. Probably drink that on my 50th. Well, long video here, guy. Comment if you're still around. So this is a pick from Chasing Bourbon. Well, Brian over there, he picks up amazing stuff, and that is a fantastic barrel pick from him. Noble Oak, Mr. Mark McGuire from McGuire Mechanisms, he gave me that, and it's actually really, really good. Double Oak Bourbon. Jack Daniel's Single Barrel, that's from 2006, so that's one we can put up against that Dickel. Got a Heroes Rye, but the thing is with this, I made a Heroes Burr Rye by mixing Heroes Rye with Heroes Bourbon. We've got the Peerless Bourbon, which is also great, and the Old Overholt 10, not the 11. I don't have that one yet. So Hard Truth does some amazing rye, and this Mellencamp series it's all really good. I think that is the first one. It's spectacular. An Old Forester 1924, that's from last year. I'm still only halfway through that, and I got another one I got to pick up from John's probably go there after this, actually. My 1915 blend. So 1915 is a 50-50 blend of 1920 and 1910. And if you go to Etsy and you do a search, sometimes, because they get taken off pretty fast, you'll find these cool labels. There's a King Ranch. That is last year's. I hear this year's is not that good. So, well, not as good, I should say. So, yeah, it's good. It's different. It's not my favorite Old Forester. And then we have a 100 proof single barrel, and we have another blue barrel strength single barrel. And I tell you what, if you're a liquor store and you have an option, take the black one. Everyone's done the blue ones. The blue ones were cool when no one did them, but now everyone does them. So, and I just prefer the black ones. The blues can just be a bit hot, and you get all the flavor without the heat on the black ones. And then there's the green label, which is the barrel strength rye. Up here, we've got Generations. Well, no, we don't actually. That's James's bottle, but I said he couldn't throw it out. It's such a fun, cool bottle. So it has rare breed, non-chill filtered. And speaking of rare breed, we have a Jimmy Russell signed rare breed rye. Homer got me that. He told me to don't open it, but I got real thirsty, and so I opened it. This is Pursuit United Double Oaked Rye. Fantastic. Signed by the boys. Cheers, Dave. House Bourbon. The best. We've got some Weller. We've got a Weller store pick, which is quite off profile and not really my favorite 107. We have the Pops Weller store pick. The absolute best Weller store pick. If not the best Weller that there is. Honestly, man, if I can find some more of them. So off profile, but in a good way. It's just delicious. We have a Weller 12 that I managed to win in another drop, and we have an Anna Van Winkle, which is poor man's Pappy. Puppy dog Pappy, or whatever. You know, that's the mix of Weller 12 and 107. Speaking of mixes, well, let's start over here. We've got just a good old rare, Eagle Rare store pick. It comes from a place that I picked up from, can't tell where. We've got a Shinks Bomb Burger. Like, I mixed an entire bottle of Bomb Burgers, Shinks Burger, I should say. Yeah, let's see what it, because, you know, people just normally mix it in the cup, but I thought, nah, it takes a while for things to blend, so let's give it some time. There's new Rip Co-Mingle. That is a blend of Weller 12 and Weller Foolproof. Once again, these stickers come from Chasing Bourbon. Go check them out, join their Facebook page. Brian's a great guy, and he makes these cool, this is the coolest sticker ever. This is this E.H. Tater 4 grain. So basically, let's get this guy down. Look at that for a cool sticker. It is 50% OWA, 48% Knob Creek 9-year single barrel, and 2% E.H. Taylor small batch. And I've put it up against the real thing, and it is legitimately close. You know, you get the whole thing, and where E.H. Taylor is, there's a potato. So we got some King's American Light Whisky Hazmat. First bottle off the line, 18 years. Check out King's, man. They do some great stuff. And that is far superior to this Penelope. They're both great, don't get me wrong. But the extra year, and the only problem with this is it took me out when I was drinking it the other night at a bottle share. So be careful. That goes with all hazmats, right? Over here, what do we got? We've got some Woodford Historic Barrel Entry. So this is a lower entry proof. Same entry proof on the house, good old 90.4, but when in the barrel, less water added, way better. Behind here, we've got some River Roots, The Guardian, picked that up in Ohio. They are blenders up there in Cleveland, doing some great stuff with all sorts of different people. The Bee's Knees, another pick here from Red Hots. They do some great picks. Nectar of the Buzzed Bees. And then a James E. Pepper decanter. Like, that's actually pretty good. Should probably do a bit of a review on that, but I don't mind that at all. Then I got my Horsies at the back there, standard Blantons, a Blanton's Black, a Blanton's straight from the barrel, and the Blanton's Dakara Red. All really good and far superior to the modern one. Here is my Elijah Craig set up here. What do we got here? We've got B523. That was actually, I'll show you my bunker soon, but yeah, B523 is fantastic. I do like 923 better, but that was still a good one. C924 is another good one. It just came out just previously. This is a toasted barrel. This is from ABC in Virginia, 8-year toasted Elijah Craig. And this is the one from Pops that I helped pick. That is probably just as good as any Elijah Craig barrel proof out right now. Okay, almost on to the bunker. So we've got the larceny there. That is the C923. I'm not the biggest fan of larceny, but it's not bad. Well, it's not bad. I've got the two little books, 8 and 7, which are actually fantastic. 8 is a rye, and the 7 is just a fantastic blend. And then we have barrel, and that's batch 35, which is fantastic. And this guy here is also one of the better bookers that I've had, 2401. But you know, I can't keep up with all the bookers, and I don't plan to intend to. So that's all my drinking stuff. Let's go check out the bunker. So that is all the bottles. Now, like I say, I have been downsizing. I hit about 200 bottles, and that's me maxed out. Everything's just full. I'm now down to about maybe 170. Got rid of 30 bottles by sell trade or that sort of stuff, drinking, whatever. But yeah, so let's go check out the bunker, which is looking a bit sad these days, but is what it is. Okay, it's pretty dark down in here, but I have another full collection of all the tasters. A couple of little daisy doisies that I've got there if Brandy ever wants to take some on the road, which he normally does not. And we've got a pick of the rye that I picked up from one of my subscribers that wanted to do a bit of a trade. So I think I traded him a Dietling, which he couldn't get in his area, for that, because I'm a big fan of that. This is the 13th Colony cask strength. This is pretty average really, but it's just nice cask strength MGP really, so that's pretty good. Up here we've got some stash. So it was a lot fuller than this, but I do have one of my favorite stags, which is a 22A. That's the first stag I ever had, and is absolutely one of my favorites. We've got one of my favorite Elijah Craigs, C923. Got some Coy Hills because I love them. So I got a 130.4 new one and a almost hazmat 139.8 of the 2021. Now, why is it a hazmat? Because I got it before it went crazy, and that was actually reasonably priced. But for 0.2% proof to add another 200 bucks, you know, that's fine for me. I got the Bardstown Series 12. This was a relatively small batch, so I got a backup for just in case, you know, as you do. And this was my first ever drop bottle. This is where I met Mr. Homer from Deck Night on the Rocks. We stayed out all night, and I picked up that. Cost a lot of money. So I want to get it signed by Jimmy. Honestly, might not ever open that one too if I get that guy signed. It's a fantastic bottle, don't get me wrong. And when I say never, I mean not until very special occasion. Got a couple of President's Choices. These are the better of the two. So this is a 12-year one, barrel number 48. That's really good. I've tried that. All my buddies got that when they went on that pick for the Dave's Not Here one. I didn't go, but they still got me a bottle because those guys rock. And then this one is President number 45. There's a Trumposaurus bottle. So I was gonna maybe open that when he won, but you know, good or bad, however you want to take that. pretty cool to have his bottle. Maybe I'll see if I can get him to sign it. And I got a backup Bourbon Law, which may or may not be John's if he ever wants to buy it. He saw it there. He hasn't got one. At the time, he didn't have the money, so I picked it up off the old secondary because some of these things you just can't get. I got my first one, actually. I purchased that through just being quick-fingered and being on their thing. Okay, so there is my collection as of February 2025. That video, 40 minutes. Jeebus! But pretty detailed one there, so I hope you guys like that. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. And let's see how this progresses over 2025. Does it get bigger? Does it get smaller? Do you guys plan that your collection's going to get bigger, smaller, stay the same? What are you guys hunting? Let me know in the comments, and yeah, thanks for watching again, and we will see you next time.